And so, okay, now I had something analogous, though there's no evidence that Hamas beheaded the babies, but we have evidence of something, some atrocities having occurred. I want to be clear about that. I do not at this point accept the fact that I do not believe it's established as a fact that babies were beheaded or rapes had occurred. The evidence on the first is zero. The evidence on the second, namely the rapes, approaches zero.
Visiting 4 locations targeted by Hamas on October 7th, a UN team says there are reasonable grounds to believe sexual violence happened during the attacks and continues to happen to hostages being held in Gaza.
We found clear and convincing information that sexual violence, including rape, sexualized torture, cruel, inhuman, and degrading treatment, has been committed against captives.
The allegations of sexual violence have been widely reported since October 7, but this is the first time the UN has formally sent a team to look into it. In the report, the team writes it gathered credible reports of gang rape, rapes of corpses of women, and naked or partially naked bodies tied in some cases to structures including trees and poles.
In terms of findings on sexual violence, we found clear and convincing information that sexual violence, including rape, sexualized torture, and cruel, inhuman, and degrading treatment have been committed against hostages, and we have reasonable grounds to believe that such violence may still be ongoing against those in captivity. With regard to the 7th of October attacks, we found that there are reasonable grounds to believe that conflict-related sexual violence, including rape and gang rape, occurred in at least 3 locations, namely the Nova Music Festival site and its surroundings, Road 232, and Kibbutz Reim. In most of these incidents, victims were first subjected to rape, then killed. In other locations, such as Kibbutz Kfar Aza, while circumstantial information may indicate the occurrence of sexual violence, reported incidents of rape could not be verified. In addition to these specific locations, we also found across multiple locations of the Gaza periphery a pattern of victims, mostly women, found fully or partially naked from the waist down, with their hands tied behind their back and or tied to structures such as trees and poles, and shot. Although circumstantial, such a pattern may be indicative of some forms of sexual violence, including sexualized torture, cruel, inhuman, and degrading treatment.